Hello and welcome to Tanking with Ralph. I just thought I'd share this battle with you. This is one of the better battles I've had. And it was kind of an interesting battle for walking through the experiences and the decision-making process and some of the mistakes that I made and other people made and so on and so forth. And for the fact that it was a 29% chance of winning it off the top, so that was kind of a little demoralizing. But as we see, as the battle progresses, it had its ups and downs, but lots of fun. I'm just going to change something on the settings screen for a second. For some reason, that always gets reset whenever I launch the replay.
Move out!
Brief comment about this opening screen. You may have noticed I zoomed back quite a bit. I like to try to make sure I know what's going on around me in terms of traffic. Nothing worse than accidentally bumping into people or having them bump into you because you weren't aware of what's going on around you. Sometimes fast tanks can really duck around you pretty quick, and just good for situational awareness. Of course, once you're parked in a tank destroyer, that's a lot less important. Keep track of traffic and more about sniping in. On the Arctic region map, when I start from the south side, this is one of the places I like to go. It's pretty conventional. Lots of tank destroyers go up here. More than a few times when I've been on the other side of this map, I blind fired at these bushes, just from general principle, because you got nothing to do with them if they're shooting it. There's a tank, you can't see him, he's on the other side of that hill down in the southeast. Tank kill. Just trying to leave a shot here.
Penetration!
I don't get those all the time, probably half the time or less, but that was a lucky shot. And track things. You notice there's an ARL that's visible on the other side of the map, but I haven't noticed that yet in the game. But once I used my tunnel vision on the guy I was looking at, I realized, hey, there's a tank over there. So I'm going to try to hit his side armor, and I aim low, or the shot goes low. And he starts backing up. I want to try to...
We didn't penetrate their armor!
I was surprised that shot didn't go through the side of his turret armor. It's long distance, you lose penetration.
Enemy is hit!
Once that first shot, second shot, that actually hit him, you have to go through right switch to it.
Penetration!
So these are all gold ammo shots that are hitting him. And
enemy armor is destroyed!
Of course, while I was doing that, a bunch of tanks got by. The Hellcats was
got him!
Double kill!
Killed a small, slow, not very high tier tank. Nowhere else visible that I can shoot at, so more of sitting and watching. You may have noticed the ammo loadout. I tend to go with like 14 rounds of regular ammo and 16 of gold. In a lot of battles I end up using 14 rounds or less, which means I won't accidentally be switching over to gold unexpectedly. But the Hellcat does get into its fair share of tier 8 battles. If you see a tank that's vulnerable, you really want to do some damage.
We didn't even scratch them!
This guy is so lucky. That's where he's psychic. He keeps on just missing my shots, and gets worse.
Ricochet!
Yeah, so I would like to do a quick damage check. Yeah.
Enemy is hit!
So I'm looking up and realizing, oh my gosh, we've lost 9 tanks, they've lost 4. And I've only...
Enemy armor is hit!
Not looking very good. If I had panned around on the map at this time, I probably would be alive. But most of the tanks in my team were also severely injured, and yeah, not looking very good. 5 to 10.
Triple kill!
You may have noticed a few seconds back I could have tried to shoot at the SU-85B a second time, or the ARL, and I tried to focus on the SU-85B. It's a one-shot kill. I always prefer to kill a tank if I can with a shot instead of further injuring another one. It's not a blanket rule. Sometimes when you're up against tanks that can't penetrate you at all, it's best to ignore them even if they are one shot away from dying, but the SU-85B is a nice gun. At least it can have a nice gun. Probably another comment about this is I looked up and realized the only tank left on my side of the map was dead. There was 3 tanks headed towards the cap. So if you get stuck behind a rock, they can just swarm you. So I've been playing around a few times with trying to find a good spot to hide and cover the base from there. And this is the first time I've actually had some success with this. I want to be closer to that bush so I don't suffer the effects of the bush hiding my opponents, but
Enemy is hit.
backed up a bit to try to make sure he can spot me. He's a smart player. He was wondering where I was firing from. He knows that.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Enter once, but there's no way I can hit him again before he gets behind that rock. At this point, I'm worried about getting spotted. And I know there's still three tanks up north, plus this guy. If they had all, if someone spotted me, they'll just swarm me. I'd be dead pretty quick. You just can't kill 14s like quickly. So I want to try to keep on whittling things down one at a time. Did a Hellcat my teams, giving them a tough problem. They actually killed some tanks, was really helpful, helping the battle pretty close.
Gotcha.
Ultra kill.
I've been backing up for a while here. It's been aiming at me for a while. So
We've lost the track. Enemy armor is destroyed.
sometimes it's a bit of an art trying to figure out what's the unexpected thing to do. I like doing what seems to be predictable for long enough. I think it's a pattern and then abruptly changing it. So I was a little surprised at this. The Commander didn't bother popping around when I had already fired. But he's playing it very cautious. He's sort of Covenant. He's pretty low tier tank. He's probably worried about being able to penetrate at all, so he's just hiding his tank at this point.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Kill.
Fired.
One of our tracks is
Actually, the
damaged.
thing to do is waiting in a corner.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
I got lucky there. Hellcat bounced a shot off. Hurt a lot. That had penetrated. The T-14 is firing gold, so he's going to go for
Enemy is hit.
So it's looking a lot closer. There's actually there's 2 of us left, and there's 3 of them. Our Hellcat doesn't have the top gun, and their Hellcat does. There's some people, like really top end players in the game, who could tell which tank they're looking at, which gun they're looking at, and know how much damage it does. It's useful information to have. I'm not. Crap. So, yeah, he shoots me. If he hits me again, it's gonna kill me. Yeah, that shot went a little high. Luckily, the other Hellcat got him, so it's 2-on-2. Unfortunately, it's 2-2 against the 2E and a big heavy. At this point, I don't know how tough these tanks are. I was looking where they are. I was looking at the last spot on the map. But, there we go. I don't want to cross this over unless I have to.
Penetration.
Farther you go, back up. Hide.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And now it's 1-on-1. Yeah, the little British killer severely wounded Hellcat. And I'm like, oh, he was last spotted somewhere over there. Where is he? I need to back up. He's moving. I will move him. Stop. Psychic powers. It's the terminology used by some people. It is puppy radar. You may not be a very good player, but sometimes people just don't do what you expect. At this point, I'm just backing up because I want to keep the distance. I figure I have a very good crew. I have very good equipment on this tank. I should be able to spot him farther away than he can spot me. But even better than distance is having a bush. Yeah, and I really shouldn't have knocked down that tree. Still hasn't spotted me,
Enemy armor is hit.
so now he spotted me. So one of the interesting tricks you can play is you be aware of the fact that you're visible for about 5 seconds or so after you're spotted. So, you know, give them the impression you're going to do one thing while you're visible, like turn your tank around and head off in some other direction. And then after a few seconds, long enough that they're no longer seeing you, stop and do the exact opposite. That will screw them up.
5-minute
And if
warning.
you're ever playing against me in a battle, you know the fact that I sometimes forget to do that. So it's not a predictable pattern. Patterns are bad. Wondering where he is. I'm wondering whether he's, when he comes around that rock, is he going to be so close he's going to spot me about the same time as I spot him, which would be bad. That's why I start backing up. And this is where having a top.
Got him.
Unstoppable.
At which point I look up and realize, holy, well, shit, I got 9 kills. That was fun. Nothing else to say about this battle other than schemes like these really make the whole experience enjoyable. It was in the middle of an awesome game or an awesome day. This was at the end of started off the day like 38 for 43 or something. It was ridiculous. It's the best run of tanking I've ever had, and this was right near the end of it. So lots of fun. Thanks for listening. Bye.